The 3:30 p.m. meeting of the Bakersfield City Council is now in session.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to call to order the 3:30 regular City Council meeting of November 8th, 2023. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Go,
Here.
Vice Mayor Gonzalez, Councilmember Arias,
Here.
Councilmember Weir,
Here.
Councilmember Smith,
I'm here.
Councilmember Freeman, Councilmember Gray, and Councilmember Corr.
Here. Thank you. In keeping with Council's resolution, the public statements portion is now divided into two periods. There's a period for items listed on the meeting agenda and items not on the meeting agenda. Statements for items listed on this afternoon's agenda are given a 2-minute time limit, 20 minutes total per agenda item. Statements regarding items not listed on the agenda are also given a 2-minute time limit, 20 minutes total. If you have written comments that are longer than your verbal statement, please give them to the clerk, who will give copies to the council. If you're here to make a public statement, please fill out a public speaker card and give your completed card to the city clerk. We ask that you mark whether you're here to speak on an item listed on this afternoon's agenda or in a matter not on the agenda. Speakers who do not identify a specific agenda item will be presumed speakers for the non-agenda portion. Those speakers will be called during the non-agenda portion of the meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have any public speakers regarding items listed on this afternoon's agenda?
Mayor Go, we've received 4 public speaker cards for items listed on tonight's agenda. All 4 speakers are offering comments regarding item 3A.
Thank you. Go ahead and call the first public speaker, please.
First public speaker is Bill Cooper.
Welcome, Mr. Cooper.
Good afternoon, Honorable Mayor, members of the council. I'm going to make this really short. I'm Bill Cooper. I'm a member of the Kern River Parkway Foundation and a co-founder, and also a member of the Bring Back the Kern Legal Action Committee. And we've been advocating for a living river and a parkway now. Next year will be 50 years when we started this. So anyway, I'm going to cut to it here. We were granted our injunction a few days ago by Kern County Judge in Superior Court, and we're asking you to direct staff to accept that decision and not waste taxpayers' money appealing it. We're confident that we're going to win. If we have to go further, we will. We're prepared to do that. We have the resources to do it. Rather direct staff to put the time and energy and money into implementing a workable plan to keep the river living and get this parkway thing going after 50 years. It's been a long haul. A bike path is not a parkway, and there are several elements to a parkway, and the city has not achieved a lot over the years, and we just think that now's the time to change direction, use this as an opportunity to change the way we do business on the river. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Next speaker, please.
Stephen Montgomery.
Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mayor Go, members of council. I'm Steve Montgomery, the chair of the Kern Coulee Chapter Sierra Club, and we support the Kern River Parkway Foundation and the Bring Back the Kern Committee. Part and parcel to our goals in keeping Bakersfield beautiful as a desirable, inclusive, and sustainable place to live includes having the Kern River in town look and act like a real river. There are reasons for diverting water from the running down the Kern River's natural riverbed, including this rather disingenuous line of reasoning from the so-called Sustainable Kern River's own website. Along with a map showing the canals that get water from this is a dialogue box reading in part, quote, by responsibly choosing to divert water from the Kern River to send it through the mostly concrete-lined canals that run parallel to the river, water users can conserve water that would otherwise seep into the ground if they let it continue through a dry riverbed. Well, yeah, water running down a dry riverbed will seep into the ground, and seeing this, it's the first time I realized anyone thought this was a problem. While the riverbed is no longer dry and there remains a lot of canals not lined in concrete, I think such seepage is also called groundwater replenishment. That's the fate of all the water now running through the riverbed, as its destination are percolation ponds where it does, in fact, seep into the ground. In the meantime, water running in the riverbed also sustains the adjacent riparian habitat and protects fish populations, to say nothing about how much it improves the quality of life in the city. With all our damage from subsidence to, among other things, our expensive canals system championed by the Sustainable Kern River folks, I'm surprised they didn't connect the dots. So in flowing where it belongs, that really makes it a win-win. In sustaining the adjacent riparian habitat and protecting fish populations, to say nothing about river-related recreation, it enhances the quality of life of our community. In respect to the court ruling, we encourage the city to work positively for keeping a flowing kern by collaborating with the water districts as the way to come to yes on a just settlement solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Montgomery. Next speaker, please.
Antje Lauer.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon, Mayor Go, members of the council, city clerks, and city attorneys. My name is Antje Lauer. I'm a member of the biology department at California State University, Bakersfield, and I'm also a member of the Kern Cavea chapter of the Sierra Club. And I have a few words to say. So as a biologist, I really enjoy seeing the river coming back to life. Across from CSUB, we have an area called the Bakersfield Environmental Studies Area, and I see plants coming back and animals coming back that I have not seen in this area before. I go there all the time with my dog so I can see the change. And I urge you that you really follow the judgment by Judge Pulskamp a couple of weeks ago to keep the water in the river. So I go with my biology students who take my classes in the environment, and they see how nature can heal itself. So many of us, they say like, oh, the river area looks ugly, the environment is destroyed, there are homeless people, it's not safe. But when you really go there for a walk, just do it and see how nature actually came back this spring and summer. It's awesome. So we need one more year, and the area is like super attractive. And then I want to point out something else. As a scientist, you know, I'm also investigated into like urban planning. And there's nobody here from Planning and Resources Department, right? So have you thought about the urban heat island effect? You know, when we want to develop the city of Bakersfield, if we want to grow sustainably and we want to have a healthy growth, we need to consider that we need green patches throughout the city because that reduces the heat. So if you go to the river or if you go to a restored area like the Panorama Vista Preserve, you see that the temperature in the summer is like 10 degrees less, 10 degrees Fahrenheit less. When you have 110 in the city, it's like 98 at the Panorama Vista Preserve. It's awesome. So we need this throughout the city to make Bakersfield attractive for thinking about the future. And in this sense, I also urge you that you keep going with your climate action plan and consider picking up the conservation plan because that is really needed and the river should be included in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lauer. Next speaker, please.
Sharon Brill.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. I'm Sharon Briel, and I'm a member of the Kern Cavea Executive Board, and I've been a resident for 23 years here in Bakersfield, in Bruce Friedman's ward. I want to encourage you not to pursue further litigation regarding the Kern River. I have ridden over 5,000 miles just from Cal State to Enos Lane. I am well versed on the beauty and the ugliness of that river, depending on what time of the year it was. This last year has been incredible. I have never seen so many people utilizing the river as a recreation source, families, fishermen. It's a beautiful area. You can't even comprehend how different it looks with water versus without water. As you know, you're required by the state constitution to protect the public trust. So it's not a choice of what's good for business. It's what's good for the environment and for the community that calls this home. So it's very important for you not to waste tax dollars by pursuing litigation that probably will not go your way due to, luckily, our state constitution protecting us as well as regulations for fish and game. So please take that into consideration as you go into closed session. And I thank you very much for any actions you take to help protect our river.
Thank you, Ms. Breyer. Madam Clerk, do we have any other speakers?
Mayor Go, that was our final speaker.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 3A, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation regarding Bring Back the Kern Water Audit California et al. Versus City of Bakersfield et al.
Thank you.
Move to adjourn to closed session.
We're adjourned to closed session. Reconvening the 3:30 meeting of the City Council. Madam City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. We had one item on closed session tonight, item 3A, and staff was given direction by a 5-1-1 vote. Councilmember Kaur is a recorded abstention, and Councilmember Gray is a recorded absence. Thank you.
Thank you. And with that, the 3:30 meeting stands adjourned at 4:46.